Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. It's about time we get started. The next run. The truth is, I've actually been kind of holding off a little bit because I don't want to get myself too overrun with stuff before Fallout 4 comes out. And having finished up Mass Effect, I'm actually probably going to do a power through of the DLCs, next two DLCs for Dragon Age. But today it's going to be a short video, hopefully. We'll play it by ear, try and keep it down below 30 minutes. So let's see here. Let's go. See, I really don't need the extra XP. I mean, I guess in theory I could use the extra potion slot.
Is it me, or is Cassandra more solemn than usual?
Lady Pentagast only contemplates what awaits the next divine.
You know Cassandra hates being called Lady Pentagast.
I look forward to seeing Divine Victoria's reaction to the ceremony around her inauguration.
True Grit. Gain 10% increase to all defenses, huh? True Grit it is. All right. Venture forth. Sarah. Why do I get the feeling I should bring Varric along? Of course I bring Sarah. I bring Sarah everywhere.
Inquisitor. The workers are almost done building a lift to the deep roads. No darkspawn trouble yet, but the earthquakes have been brutal.
I was told to meet a Shaper Volta.
She's waiting below. You won't see an Orzammar dwarf on the surface. They have rules about that.
From your tone, I'd guess Orzammar isn't your favorite place.
I don't have an opinion. Cloud gazers like me aren't allowed in the city. The lift's ready for you. Try not to shift around, and keep back from the edge. It's a long way down.
Lowered into a hole. What an auspicious start.
We've been in worse places.
Perhaps you have, my dear.
This reminds me of a story.
Shocking.
It's about an impossibly handsome dwarf and his friend who got crowned King of the Nugs.
A Nug King, really.
It's not as good as it sounds. Nugs mostly just shit on the floor and roll in it. Welcome to the deep roads.
Stupid darkspawn.
You're much more likely to hit rock.
Still their house. Message sent.
My girl, Novrik, your names will not be forgotten.
You must be Shaper Volta.
A trust Valar, Inquisitor. The Shaperit welcomes you to the Deep Roads.
How many dwarves have you lost?
More than we can count. The mining caste has suffered greatly. Our situation has worsened since we contacted Skyhold. The quakes collapsed this mine and shattered a seal, keeping the Darkspawn at bay. The Legion of the Dead hasn't been able to mend the broken seal, and we can't afford to lose any more lyrium.
The Inquisition stands ready to aid Orzammar. Without a steady lyrium supply, things on the surface will get even worse.
Apologies for pushing you.
Aren't you a polite thing?
I fear the damage that tremor caused. Follow me to the Legion camp.
Very interesting. So I wonder if this is one of those ones that has to be done at the end.
Keep your eyes open. These roads are dangerous.
Or if you can just kind of do it whenever. By the way it's making it sound, it seems to me like you can probably just do this whenever. Like, it doesn't have a major effect on the story like the Jaws of Hakken does. I bet, you know, to tell you the truth.
An ogre!
I hate the deep roads.
That said, though, it's been a long time
While it's
since
distracted!
we had a nice ogre. See, to break ogre's grip, use an ability with a physical effect, a stun, kickback, or knockback. I don't have any of that. Well, I got pummel. Wow, he is much
It's not focused on us! Now's the time to attack!
No, I'm pretty sure it's focused on us. The thing is, I think if I can get out of the way of it, it'll hit the wall. It'll stun itself. Problem is getting out of its way. Come on. Mind you, this thing is not doing a lot of damage. Sadly, however, the reverse is also true.
Strike now!
That really doesn't do me a lot of good.
Strike now!
To tell you the truth, I think the dwarf girl is doing the stun stuff.
It's not focused on us! Now's the time to attack!
Oh! Okay. I see. So once again, they have boned us warriors. So, in essence, okay, I finally figured out how this is going. Okay. If I'm looking at this correctly, I don't think any of my attacks are really doing any damage to it.
Now,
Someone,
while it's distracted.
someone's attacks aren't doing anything. It is really difficult to tell.
Now.
See, the only reason I suspect that the Warriors got a little bit better chance here than they would, say, in some of the other DLC stuff is because there are no magic users in the deep room, so like dwarves can't use magic.
It's not focused on us. Now's the time to attack.
Wait a minute, I got another ability that I haven't equipped yet. One that's actually mildly magic. Is that right? Am I thinking correctly?
Now, while
Does
it's
anybody
distracted.
remember my last games? If so, and I'm missing an ability, leave a comment.
It's not focused on us. Now's the time to attack.
Mind you, that's, you know, assuming, of course, that I actually managed to get the comment, because, you know, I keep wanting to say Yahoo instead of YouTube. I don't know, like, I get Yahoo on the brain for some reason. But yeah, YouTube is...
Strike now.
Look at that. Like, look how much damage it's doing. I mean, its mirrors makes no difference, none.
You have my gratitude.
If I lost you, I'd never make it out of the deep roads.
I'm sure you would find a way. If the ogre reached this point, the Legion must be overwhelmed. Let us hurry.
So yeah, because there's no magic people down here in the deep roads, I would assume that it would be a more warrior-esque area. So I should be able to get my hands...
I will never get used to the stench of Darkspawn. They corrupt everything, even the air.
So, you know, I
That's
should be
the broken
get my
seal
hands.
ahead. It is worse than I thought.
I want some good stuff.
Get those charges to the tunnels! Someone prime the sonic fuses!
Let me guess what my job is.
We can't lose this position! Hurry!
Can't set the charges with those bastards breathing down our necks!
Clear out the Darkspawn!
I really should have done that in an angle back when I crossed the steps. Kind of similar to that, only better. tell you the truth though, I would much rather fight the Darkspawn than have to try and set the charges. These weird flickers.
The seal's clear! Prime the charges!
Now, set the charges!
It's a good thing these things take forever to go off. To allow one person to be able to do it. Seems to have a problem with the smoke.
Inquisitor, meet Lieutenant Wren, a veteran of the 5th Flight and one of the Legion's finest commanders.
Someone paid her to say that. Appreciate the help, Inquisitor. Collapsing that seal bought us time. Blighters had the run of these tunnels for days. Now they have a roadblock.
The Legion of the Dead has the Inquisition's full support.
That's the best news I've heard since the Quakes began. Actually, the only good news.
Take cover! You heard that, yes? The rhythm in the tremors? It's clearer, stronger, more insistent.
I hear it. Doesn't prove a thing.
These quakes are not a natural disaster. They're deliberate. There's an intelligence behind them.
If something is causing them, the strength required would be incredible. What could do that?
Here we go.
I found an ancient text during an expedition with Wren last year. At the time, it was just a curiosity. But now? The text describes giant creatures, called Titans, living deep underground. They sing in the stone, shaping it. When these quakes began, I believe we heard that rhythm. I believe a Titan is causing all this destruction.
Interesting. I will also state for the record that they are obviously trying to make someone cuter than Scout Harding, and they should stop because that's a scientific impossibility. I think we're gonna have to go for it.
Mysterious songs often lure people to their deaths, or to an archdemon.
This rhythm isn't a song, exactly. It sounds like air flowing through lungs.
Air that can collapse a whole mine.
In my experience, no explanation is too strange to consider.
For all we know, that text you found was a bedtime story. We can't be sure until we find the source.
The rhythm I sense in the quakes is emanating from somewhere far below. The stone will lead us there.
And if it comes to a fight, that'll be our job. There's a lift at the side passage nearby. Ready when you are.
Ooh. So, this is more like the expedition stuff. Interesting. Interesting. I'm actually not going to touch any of this stuff, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go ahead and stop here. Right? Because it's just a good idea. I know, 20 minutes in, but I mean, I really don't want to get too in-depth with this, only to find out that this is like, you know, really short. Also, I have been working not quite tirelessly, but pretty tirelessly to get my Kunari through some of the earlier bits of the game. I am struggling a little bit because, you know, once you've been through it. Me personally, I have a really hard time replaying games because once I've gone through it, I already know what's going to happen. And, you know, you kind of lose some of the excitement. Which is one of the reasons why I'm forcing myself to stop here. So that way the excitement doesn't overwhelm me and I keep going and end up playing this whole thing through in one sitting. But I'm trying to get to a certain point with my Kunari to see if whether or not they have added in Sarah, why do we want to say Sarah? Scout Harding's romance. I have a sneaking suspicion that they did, given how the Jaws of the Inquisition ended. And I think most people at this point just stopped caring. So I'm struggling to get back to that point with my Kunari, because the last save I had before I romanced anybody was before I romanced anybody. So it's pretty far back. And I'm working on that. I am also, it turns out that I was wrong about Mass Effect 2. Yes, some of your stuff from Mass Effect 1 is transferred over, but the skill points and stuff like that don't transfer over. So I'm having to play through Mass Effect 2 on the first run through, which of course I'll explain all that in Mass Effect 2. Chiefly because I want to give the best possible endings, and I prefer the best possible outcomes. So that's basically all I have going on. I'm going to jump into all of this stuff, but for right now, I'm going to stop this recording. I'm going to get this video processed, get it posted up. That's it, guys. I'm done for the day, and to that, I'm going to say it's been 25 minutes, and sayonara.